Finally, time to go down further. Hello, everyone. It's SK95. Welcome to more Donkey Kong Bonanza. Last time, we managed to get the synthetic sun up entirely in this layer, bringing light to the layer at long last. And we also beat Poppy for the last time, which means she is now left Void Code. This time, we're going back down further, but before we do that, I missed a banana here that was taunting me. I'm surprised I missed this one, but to be honest, it's my own bloody fault. It can't really be helped. The banana is actually located right over here, and it's literally hopping over here. Boom, boom, boom. Wishing on us, synthetic sun. Yeah, that's the one I missed. Yeah, that's pretty much the only one I missed, actually, when it came down to this layer, because I know I have not missed anything else. So, we're all good to actually continue on. Let's actually head back down to the next layer once again, and actually, you know, take care of everything else, because we just have to go right over here. Now, Serpent Sands is an area that is big, very big, and has several, I repeat, several getaways. So, yeah, kind of annoying. So, when doing this, outright speaking, we're going to have to be careful to do this. And we also got the access to the hand slap, which means we can actually break down terrain, or even make it stretch out even further if we want to. It's just something that you want to do, personally. And look at this guy. It's not fun. He's going to basically be there, and he's going to be literally walking forward with concrete. You can move him out of the way to make this a little bit easier for yourself. Believe me, it's a little bit easier just to get rid of him out of the way and not bother with him. It's a lot easier, in my opinion, because, really, if you want to use a Kong Bonanza to break him, you can. I wouldn't say outright you don't necessarily have to, though. So, let's not bother. Let's actually go ahead and go over to where the fossil has been blocked off. Now you see this fossil, pretty easy to get. However, there's also a hole here. Let's go down this hole, the armadillo. Now, this one has a balloon search on again. We're gonna be hunting for balloons. Oh boy, yep, that's also a thing you're gonna have to watch out for. These guys. Thankfully though, these trapezoids are not exactly that bad. All you gotta do is stomp their heads. Now, I've never had an easier time with certain trapezoids in the game. Some are worse than others. Now, this one also has a balloon in it. Now, this one's going to be a bit more tricky. You have to make sure you lure them a little bit closer down below. Trust me when I say this, the trapezoids can be very annoying in your first trip when you come here. It's not fun. And I would say outright that you want to be careful, because if you try doing it too low, you won't be able to actually hit them and get the balloon out of the way. That's just personally what I have to deal with, and it's not exactly the most horrible thing in the world, but you can have access to all the Bonanza transformations you want, thanks to the melon right here, if you need it. So, yeah, that's pretty much the main thing I wanted to go over with that. Now, let's go climb up this. This is more or less terrible, because this spike one actually does indeed have spikes. Elephant is pretty much the main way you want to deal with this. We have to use Elephant to suck up the entirety of the top part. Now, outright speaking, the thorns are gone, and I actually blew them up. Yeah, sometimes if you suck up the certain spot, no matter what, it actually can blow them up entirely, and you don't have to worry about them anymore. Glowstone here breaks this down entirely, and you can actually get over to the hidden banana you couldn't get otherwise. That guy is one of the reasons I've had trouble in this game. But beyond that, though, it's really just the elephant you need to make sure you use around this area. It's just something you want to do, personally. Now, let's just use this and get over to our... Hey, DK, what are you doing? Whatever, we're done with that. Let's go ahead and hop turf jump. Not turf jump, I mean. We're climbing back up this way. And there is glowstone over here. If you suck up glowstone, by the way, same logic applies. You get massive glowstone orbs. So you can use this to get across and get through normally. It doesn't really matter what you do. Just make sure you're careful what you're doing. There we go. And I've got to turn something off, because I forgot to turn something off and get the last balloon, because... sometimes I just leave my phone on non-vibrate, and it's just not helping me when I forget to turn it back off. Thank goodness I fixed that nonsense. Honestly, I try to do that before recording, but I keep forgetting. It happens. It's very scatterbrainy. I know, it is. By the barrel cannon is, well, concrete. Yeah, not too fun. There are two ways to go about it. One is to actually climb on the concrete and just break it that way. You don't have to worry about it, but this is also ice. Let's go ahead and grab this so we can actually turf jump. There we go, and now I can actually use Kong Bonanza. Okay, there we go, there we go. Punch, 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 there we go. There we go, and now it's above it, and we can actually go ahead and stomp just down below. Hey, okay, that's it. There we go. Last balloon gun. Honestly, I hated the concrete more than the next guy, but it is what it is. Can't really do much about it. Now that we're all done with that, we don't need the Kong Bananza anymore. We're good to continue on. So, yeah, that's pretty much the main thing of this area. I had trouble a lot of times getting hurt around this area. I've even lost a lot of bit of apple juice in this game when it comes down to the balloons on the dunes side mission for the banana in question. Let's go ahead and fire ourselves out of the cannon and get out of here, shall we? Now, remember when I said this area is big and has a lot of fossils? Well, I'm not kidding. The area is very spread out, and it's arguably one of the more annoying things in the game because of this nonsense. Alternatively speaking, I would say outright, you can just get away with using Elephant and getting more of the boxes out of the way by just sucking in and creating enough terrain to actually have balloons and whatnot. But you need to make sure the chests are big enough to actually, you know, have terrain to literally suck up. You can do this and get away with it. Nothing is stopping you. You pretty much can. Another map for a fossil map. Let's go ahead and check where this fossil is located. At the other side of it, yes it is. Yeah, you can see that I've dug up quite a bit already. It's pretty easy to deal with, and honestly, I really much like it, but what can you do? It does give you a lot of smash stats if you just use the Elephant Bananza to get smash stats done, and I actually would recommend doing this around every layer you can possibly get. This also works on water, so if you want to get the smash stats from water, you're going to have to do that anyway, so you might as well just get this out of the way. We're already near the fossil. Let's go grab it. Banana burb. Yeah, I still gotta play older Donkey Kong games. Honestly, it's just my own fault for not playing older Donkey Kong games because I do want to get into older games, but the same issue applies is that I'm more used to 3D platformers versus 2D platformers. It's just something I personally don't really care about and honestly don't worry about too much, but it is what it is. Now that we're all done with that, there's a lot of balloons located, not balloons, excuse me, there's a banana located nearby, and there's also a fossil here. There is one over here. However, you need good lights. Kong Bananza, you'll be good to go. Make sure you follow where the light is and punch the hole in the wall. See? Very simple, straightforward. Now we got access to this one. But we can also go ahead and just, you know, destroy it. There we go, there we go, there we go. I want to make sure we actually have visibility because, honestly, this terrain is annoying to go through normally and every time. I do not like it. There we go, 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 there we go. Punch, 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 punch. Well, that's all with that. We can finally go and talk to you. We feel the light so warm, so bright. Please have this banana. May it warm you from the inside out. Oh, banana bloomed in the Radiance layer. There's actually newer bananas in the future that have bloomed in it, but we gotta worry about those later. Trust me, you're going to be wanting to worry about them later. Now, there's an actual fossil in certain locations that actually have terrain that are, well, snow terrain, or rather, dirt terrain that's, you know, sand. Now, some sand actually is soft enough to actually have hidden items in there. You want to watch for those, and you'll be good to go. Now, this one is a challenge stage that is moving pretty quickly. All you got to do is use Snake Bananza, activate Glare, and then you can immediately have a timing right. Wait for it, 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 now! This gets them all in once, and you don't have to worry about this later. Now, trust me, this is actually pretty simple. Boom, boom, boom. Shifty smash. Timing is everything. Since we're done with all the Bananza transformations abilities and stats, we can actually start upgrading all the other abilities normally and don't have to worry about that anymore. I usually just save it and make sure the Bananza stats are the main focus of the area. It's just something I do personally when it comes to playing this game. But it is what it is. And now there's a new enemy, Illuminoids. They're the opposite of the Gluminoids, where they basically hide in the light, stay in the light, and do not take any damage in the light, but in the darkness, they take massive damage. Now, in order to do this, you gotta actually knock them into dusty areas, or rather dirt areas that can actually hit them. It's not easy. You gotta make sure there's a hole for you to actually make. Now, doing this is not fun for me. Honestly, I really don't like doing this, but it is what it is. When there's darkness, he goes into a state where it's automatically easy to take care of him. And the same rule applies. You can make sure that he's, well, capable of being, well, you know what it is. There's also a hole here. You can actually go in this way normally and just, you know, dig through the hole. And you can see that there's another hole leading to another hole pathway leading to a cave system. So, yeah, let's go to the challenge stage first before we do anything else because it's literally right here. I might as well get it while we can. Pretty much, I usually use the faces in order to find out. By the way, that face that we saw before, that was Void Kong. It looks like Grumpy Kong decided to build them. Gluminoids and Luminoids. They're the opposite, polar opposite. Throw the Luminoids out of the light, and then they'll be destroyable. Throw the Gluminoids in the light, and they will be destroyable. There we go. pretty much straightforward. It's pretty easy once you finally have an understanding of what you're doing. It's honestly pretty fun to fight the Luminoids and Gluminoids, but they are very annoying on your first trip here because, well, they're indestructible by nature unless you get them in the right little bit of a, what is it? Oh, yeah, light, shadow, and sunlight. Ah, light and darkness. They will compel me to do great evil. I mean, what? I like those funny jokes lately of the light and dark. Anyway, let's go back to the cave system we were at before. I honestly got distracted. So let's go ahead and go through the cave system and see what we're going with. You can actually see where the cave system is going by just going through the holes each and every time. And there's even a verse here. A hidden one, in fact. Saga Days Porton, verse 23. The ground here is an unbroken blanket of dazzling sand. It forms hills and slopes as though it is undulating. We step lightly so not to get buried again. The sand squeaks whenever our hard feet rub against it. Oh, right, these are actually fractones. It has a different consistency here. It's glossier and highly translucent. Under bright light, we believe that it would sparkle most beautifully. It sparkles during light, and in darkness, it just, you know, makes it whatever sense it has. There is a fossil down here, but you need, in order to do this and actually get it, is throw a chunk at it in the sand, and you'll be good to go. This also leads to a hole, so you can't actually get here by just going through a cave. So, it is what it is. Let's go ahead and get back into that barrel can and get out of here. Why don't we? Because we have a lot of things done. Woohoo! And Kong's face. Now, remember what I said about those circles around the area? Yeah, I wasn't kidding. You can actually find a lot of items hidden in here, and there's even fossils and chests hidden here. There we go. We found another treasure map, which actually are restockable no matter what in this layer. You can find a billion treasure maps in this area by just resetting the layers, terrain, and then going through it normally. Yeah, that is what it is. So, yeah. And the rare fossil, the ultra rare fossil, or the super rare fossil, in fact, is right here. Now, breaking it has never been easy to me. I don't believe anything but Kong Bananza can break it. If you have boom bombs with you, yes, it would be easier, but this Kong Bananza is pretty much the main thing you want to do. Now, you gotta lure these guys in the darkness. It's honestly pretty annoying to deal with, and honestly, I don't like it that much. Let's go ahead and throw this guy into the darkness again. Let's get out of the transformation immediately. Oh, you guys are gonna get annoying, aren't you? Alright, fine. How's it? How it is? How it is? There we go. Now they're vulnerable to being hit. I can actually grab their body parts and actually go ahead and make sure they're invincible enough to actually, you know, break it down. One problem with this, it can be annoyingly tricky. There we go. We actually hit it. So we actually want to hit it entirely because it's indestructible by nature. But as soon as it goes in the darkness, it's automatically capable of being destroyed. Pretty much the main thing you want to worry about is, do you actually have to be in shadow or light? As long as there's shade, it's vulnerable to being destroyed, so that's pretty much the main thing I'd say. It's a little more annoying with this thing and tedious. Beyond that, though, okay, yeah, it's about to be destroyed now. So, yeah, it's not exactly easy to deal with, and I don't like doing this all that often, but once you get this fossil out of the way, we're good. This is an urchin, a sea urchin fossil. Now, the enemy that this is based on is an original enemy from the Donkey Kong 3 game. Country 3, which was Dixie and Diddy's little adventure when they had before. So, pretty obvious what they have to do when that comes up. We'll talk about that in a little bit while we have access to Constructone. But more on this later. Let's get the Architone to create ourselves a new archetype getaway over here. This one's a bit out of place, though. Yeah, there was barely any building and it cost 500. I feel ripped off. Let's go ahead and get the desert getaway out of the way.
DK. I told you not to eat so many bananas. And now you have a tummy ache, don't you? DK, no more for you.
So by the way, I got the information finally. It was actually known as a Lurchant. It's actually a fun little enemy name. Let's go ahead and make this as while we talk about this. Lurchin is an enemy based on Donkey Kong 3, like I said before. Another thing about Lurchin that's pretty much interesting is El Degade, or rather, is the character we talked about before, which is based on the character who was a fossil in the previous layer. Pretty much that's the main thing you want to deal with and honestly understand when it comes down to this fossil. Now, the one big thing is it actually does have a unique boss, which is called Barbados. Yes, Barbos, or rather, it's a normal enemy in the game. But beyond that, though, it's pretty interesting to see that we have a new fossil. And another music CD. Let's go ahead and grab this. This is a freezer layer hot heater, which is the main big heater of the actual map, which we did before. Now, this is more or less a scenic viewpoint, Serpent Sands. Rare valuable varieties of flowers and cacti can be found blooming among the guns of the Serpent Sands. Additionally, the rocks here come in all shapes and sizes. Look closely, they may remind you of something. Yeah, that's pretty much the main thing you want to worry about this layer. Honestly, I would say the sands can be my least favorite or my most favorite. It depends on the situation because it's big. And unironically enough, certain layers are also bigger than this one. So, yeah, not too much fun. So, yeah, that's pretty much the main thing I want to deal with. But there actually is something over here you want to take care of. As you see, lava. Not fun, isn't it? Now, the Elephant Bananza is what you want to use for this. Absorb enough water to actually get access to enough to make a pathway. There we go. Just enough. Throw the water at the lava. You're going to need to cool it off entirely and not actually, you know, go for things that you want to worry about. It's honestly pretty easy to deal with this. Honestly, you just got to make sure you're careful. Once you have access to it, activate the snake and bash into it, and hanging beneath the oasis is next. Now, be careful. The lava will respawn quickly. You're going to make sure you're careful, and you'll be good to go. Honestly, it's one of the more easier fossils to get, but it is annoying nonetheless when your first trip is here. Ice is still not very climbable. Watch. But this is not ice, this is glass, so we're good to go. Banana bird. 45. That's actually pretty good. We're actually almost done with all the banana bird fossils. Now, this layer is not fun to me because it's just so massive. And 100%ing this entire layer is a headache when it comes down to it, so let's actually go talk to the residents here. Hello, the oasis snake. Serpent Sands is usually quite serene, but the scorpions and spiders arrive. Do you watch your step? I have more to say if you're curious, scorpions. Bub, you fought scorpions that are vulnerable to light, yes? Alas, Serpent Sands is over one of the opposite kind, scorpions that are made of strong by light. Surely you can figure out how to best them. I think about that, spiders. Spiders who come here from Serpent Sands can't be dealt with any means. Some are protected by thorns, some are by concrete. Just as you examine their legs as their heads. Alright, let's examine their heads and legs later, but in the meantime, though, there's a lot of gold here. Gold bullion, so yeah, pretty good. Let's go ahead and make the next getaway, which is literally right here. So, it's pretty much easy to find more getaways in this map. There's 3 of them in total. Yeah, it's not exactly hard to find, but they're all located in the Serpent Sands, so it's a little bit annoying, especially when you want to get access to better getaway spots, but it is what it is. They had to throw them somewhere.
Hey, DK, you awake?
Did you see the cactuses around here? You know we can eat them, right? It's true. They're supposed to be tasty. All I need is for you to harvest them and then grill them with the heat from that artificial sun. Then we can feast on deluxe cactus steak. Sounds yummy, right?
Right?
Aren't cacti mostly made of water?
Just what we need.
I mean, people have their own tastes. I can't really complain about Pauline's taste, so there's actually a hidden fossil for an armadillo over here, so yeah, pretty interesting. Honestly, I still find the Donkey Kong beaver probably my most favorite thing in the world to make fun of in this game, but what can you do? This tongue is actually fake. If you jump down here, there's actually a fragment tone over here, which you're going to need the light of the glowstones in order to actually see where you're going. Believe me, coming here without the glowstones is a little more of an annoyance. Now, all 3 of them are located in the same spot. You're not going to exactly worry about it too much. If you really want to make this easier for yourself, you can see that there's actual glass here. You can use the Elephant Bananza and then absorb it immediately and get rid of it so you don't have to worry about it. See? Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. You don't really have to worry about it too much. The shadowing makes it easier to find this area. Go ahead and make the light. Make these guys follow us, and we can actually continue on. Now, of course, these guys are still slow, so we're going to actually have to worry about them moving around a little bit. Honestly, this is probably one of the easiest fragment tones in the game in comparison. Honestly, there's a lot less easier ones in the game. This one's actually pretty easy and my top easiest ones. There we go. All 3 of them are here. Dude, you're right here. I don't know what the game's doing. We got 2 bananas out of this, so we're actually pretty happy to have that. Radiance Fragmenton Recovery, and then Radiance Completion over here. Restoration. There we go. And we're all done with that. Let's go and leave. Yeah, that snake mouth was a little bit of a secret, but it's honestly pretty fun to find. And as you saw last time, I said before, there's a lot of getaways here. I wasn't kidding. There's like another one over here. It's pretty weird to find them here, but it is what it is. You can't really do much about it. I don't know what the reasoning is behind it, but it is what it is. Although, some getaways are better than others. 7 getaways done. We have another one here. We need 1 more before we can get 5 hearts from this. So let's go ahead and see what Tail End has to say.
Hey, DK, are you awake? I just had a great idea. Rambi should start a taxi service in my hometown. The Rambi Taxi. He'll get you there in a smash. He could stampede through the sky and bust through buildings to find the quickest routes and,
Maybe that's not such a good idea, huh?
That idea sounded better in your head, Pauline, because to be honest, if you did that, property damage would be through the roof. To be fair, though, the Mario universe is known to have a lot of property damage. Heck, look at Bowser and all the destruction he causes, and then next day you know, oh, the terrain and everything else is restored to normal. Nothing is broken. They're fast workers, but literally, I feel like the economy is just so easy because it doesn't matter because you can find points anywhere. So there's really not much of a worry when it comes to value of money in this game, or rather any Mario Universe game. It is what it is. But in the meantime, though, let's go ahead and, you know, go this way because actually there's a Cranky Con motif over here. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Although I usually go ahead and let's go and get this one. Sloppy handwriting. Self-portrait, crafted by Grumpy Kong. Every single one of these is a self-portrait of each character, and it's pretty obvious how that works. Now, one of them actually does, each one of them have their own little hidden items. Let's go ahead and grab this, and I can actually go up to that fossil. There we go, get this access to the armadillo, and I believe Grumpy's actual head does indeed have a secret. Each one should have a secret, yes there is. Now, let's go ahead and bust through it. Bust through this immediately, it's pretty easy to deal with. There we go, more gold, honestly pretty good, and there's actually a hole over here. Let's go ahead and open this challenge gate. This one requires you to use Snake, so let's go use Snake and dust our way down. Molivinoids times 2. This is not a cakewalk. Lasers! There we go, 1 down, and then 1 more to go. Ow! And all done with that. Yeah, the Molivinoids are pretty easy to deal with on your first trip, and it's honestly pretty fun to deal with. But it is what it is. Molten Varistro. Never heard that word before, but what can you do? I don't know why I'm saying that repeatedly, but it is what it is. One Void Kong had a regular challenge stage. Grumpy Kong had a challenge stage, yes, but also it was a exclusive one for a Bananza transformation. The final one, Poppy Kong, has a unique challenge stage out of all of them. Bust through the wall of this one, and as you can see, it's a gold one, which gives you gold every single time. Pretty easy to deal with. Let's get some gold. Lasting for gold. Rapidly press the A button. Yes, this is actually pretty fun. I honestly just mash the button because it's a lot easier. As you can see, the game is not handling it well. So, yeah, pretty much you want to just mash the button. As you see, I'm getting a bunch of gold. Oh, man, I'm almost 2,000. Oh, man, I feel like it's all the gold I lost, considering the fact I needed a lot of gold anyway. Holy crud, that's actually impressive. And that's it for the gold arena. Let's go and fire ourselves out of the cannon. Again, Candy Kong doesn't... Not Candy Kong, I don't know why I called her Candy. Yeah, I've never played Donkey Kong 64. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with all of you, I've never actually played it. It's just something I have not done. And I do want to play it in the future. Do not get me wrong, but it's because I don't have time to play it right now. I've been more or less backlogged when it comes to games right now because new games, old games, and games like etc. 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 Come here. I said come here. Thank you. There we go. Very nice indeed. This hole is, well, a hole, literally. Go in the hole. The air event is all finished. Yes, this is a hidden little pathway. Thing to stand is simple. This is just a little getaway, I believe. This means hidden beyond here. Well, let's go and see what's beyond here. There's a hole here, and this actually leads to the cave. I believe this is Candy Kong's head still, so yeah, this is actually where the gold location is. If you wanted to find where the hole is, that's pretty much the main spot. Usually, it happens like that. Let's go ahead and dig through the sand again. There's actually more ways, and you can even go through normal areas. That's where the Grumpy Kong was located. Yeah, this is pretty easy to deal with when you get here the first time. And it's usually something I do, but whoa, I saw something. Yeah, the shockwave is actually really good to see where they're going, so that's gold I don't want to miss. Okay, let's go back around. I'm getting scatterbrained again. Okay, that's it. Taking through the masterpiece. Okay, whatever. The Serpent is all finished. You can climb up technically. You can actually just use this to climb up immediately. Nothing is stopping you. Let's go ahead and try to find everything in location hidden. Okay, there's a fossil here. Banana bird. There's one up top here. Annoyingly enough. Climb back up again. Let's go actually continue on. I'm likely not going to go to where we're supposed to go in a little bit. It's more annoying if we don't. There's a chest over here. Let's go ahead and grab it and get the fossil map. Up. Oh, right. I can't do it too quickly. The game has to load it up. I hate the obvious fossils that I don't need.
Let's go get it.
Okay. That's annoying. Okay. That was a little too close. Dang it, luminoids. Banana bird 49. Honestly, pretty good. There's another chest here. Let's go ahead and check this one. And there we go. Fossil map. Usually I want banana maps so we can actually know where we're going because it's a bit easier in my opinion because, well, the fossil maps do help. Do not get me wrong. It's a lot easier when you have a banana map because that way you know where the bananas are located and bananas are more important because X, nay on the actual skill point day. Beyond that though, yep. Pretty obvious. And I believe I dealt with pretty much every bit of the fossils I missed in the game for now. I will likely have missing one or two because it's usually how it works for me. It's just something I usually have to deal with. And I will likely have to get fossil maps later, but in the meantime, though, we'll do that when we leave the lair. Let's go ahead and actually turn around where we're supposed to go because, to be honest, I'd rather start getting going where we're supposed to go now versus anything else right now because it's a bit easier for me. It's already been like almost 30 minutes on this recording, so yeah, let's actually, here's a banana. I saw it with my own very eyes. Spiders built the nests inside the big cave under the sand dune, and there inside the nest was a banana. He is shaking like a leaf. Yep, we missed a banana located back over there in the big cave. Now, that cave is painfully obvious to get to. So, let's go ahead and take care of that one. Yeah, Pauline will actually mention that. What's it doing over there? It's just something you have to deal with. Honestly, the cavern here is a bit of a stretch. Let's go ahead down below. We missed this one earlier because I'm a dummy. This is how you're supposed to meet the obscured by a dozen cave nuke and see the challenge for the balloons. But beyond that, though, I didn't really care about it that much, so let's go ahead and fire ourselves out the cannon and get out. All right, there we go. Fire ourselves the other cannon. We're good to go. There we go. More gold. And I believe that is it for the bananas I have to worry about for now, with the exception being, I don't know, the gold here. That's Grumpy's, Crinky's, Go's face. Yep. Okay. We're all done with that. I can actually continue on in my life. Hey, wake up. Hey, it's DK and Pauline. You two turned the sun on, didn't you? I must tell you, a mean-looking fellow going by the name of Grumpy stormed through here. He was grumbling the whole way. I'm gonna clobber DK and Pauline real good this time. Anyway, he said something like that as he huffed off to the deepest part of our realm. Grumpy indeed. That's when all the nasty thugs showed up around here, too. I'm sure nothing good is going to come of this. Schwa? Is he making the ground shake too? So rude. That is very rude. Hey, by the way, there's an air vent, by the way, in the beginning. We found our storeroom. Yes, it's a storeroom. There's even the certain one we wanted to look for. Smash the Tone. That's for 70,000 of crystal in this layer. We'll give you a banana for this. Let's go ahead and smash with the crystals. So it's actually pretty easy to smash with crystal. The actual bottom of this area actually has a lot of crystal located. So you can just smash through here and you'll actually get a lot of crystal for this. Believe me, it's pretty... Oh, I messed up the sign. That's not good. Well, that's annoying. I will have to X-nay on the crystal nay. There's actually a little bit of a tunnel system down here. Let's go ahead and below and actually see what's going on. Hey. 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 Open up. There we go. Now, this is where we were at before. We can actually continue on. Everything is connected thanks to the snakes. Let's go ahead and make the crystal go boom, because I want to make sure we have enough crystal parts necessary. The bottom here is actually pretty easy. You just need to use elephant and absorb all of it. Stone, 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 crystal, crystal, crystal. Dirt, 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 gold, gold, gold. Honestly, I like doing this because it's a lot easier, in my opinion, when it comes down to just getting free gold and crystal and whatnot. Honestly, it's pretty easy. I think I smashed through just enough. Alright, there's a chest. Let's go ahead and grab that one chest. Hey, hey, there we go. Another fall from that. And I did miss one. I knew I missed one, I just don't know where it was. Let's go ahead and de-transform and then go ahead and do this. Hey, big fellow. Can you smash through? How much did I get? I need to check. Alright, there. Okay, whatever. 7,000 extra. I've smashed through barely anything. Okay, that's annoying. Crystal's annoying to grab. There's a chest here, and there's even actual areas located over here. Let's go ahead and smash through our way of the crystal. Now, yeah, I don't like smashing through stats, because smashing stats are actually pretty annoying. You pretty much want to destroy all of the amount of, well, the statuettes, or rather the rain around the area. Yeah, game can slow down a lot when it comes to this. Ugh. We got a lot of crystal out of the way, but man, is this annoying. Alright, that's out of the way, 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 out of the way. There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. See, transform again. And let's continue on absorbing all the crystal we can possibly get. Okay, we got a lot of crystal done. I think we're almost done with the crystal smashing stats. I don't even know if I have enough. You can actually check smashing stats by holding down, I believe. No, it was right. No, it was up. Not status. I want to look for not... Okay, this is getting annoying. I know I can actually look it up if I just check minus. No. Connect. Actually, wait. Connection. There it is. Smashing stats. We have not smashed through any more crystal. What is going on here? That's so annoying. Yeah, as it turns out, this is not crystal. This is stone. Now, you're probably wondering, where the heck is the crystal then? Well, let's reset the layer, because we're going to have no choice. There we go. Reset the layer. Now we actually have the layer completely fixed up once again. Now, I needed to do that so we can actually get crystal out of the way, because crystal terrain is annoying. And trust me when I say this, it's actually very annoying when you want to deal with it. It's not fun. I don't know where the map is. There it is. Now, a lot of places can be crystal. However, as you know fully well, crystal is located in certain locations, especially when it comes to enemies. We've got a lot of enemies to destroy, but the problem is the crystal is right here. You can actually tell what the crystal is. It's like there, so... Yeah, I don't really like smashing crystals a lot. It's not easy, and it's not fun either. Go ahead and use elephant to get rid of all the crystals in the map. It's pretty much what I have to do normally every single time. It's not fun in my eyes when you have to go smashing stats. So it is what it is. Let's go ahead and get enough crystal we can actually get. Here we go, there 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 we go. If you really want to get all the crystal you possibly can get in this area, a big tip would be to actually go ahead and just keep going after the respawning enemies. Beyond that, I really can't recommend anything else. There we go, there we go, there we go. Hey, punch. we go, there we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. Hello, Mark Crystal. Come here. There we go. Let's see how much we got now. Nope, wrong button. No, there we go. 30,000, and I missed a banana in the very beginning. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the bananas I missed in the very beginning, because I don't like missing bananas. So, let's go and find that one, shall we? All right, Shedlight Cave once again. Let's go and find that last banana we missed. I wonder. Yes, I was right. Of course. Beneath the White Sand Landing. They always do this. I always hate when they do that. Back down we go. One more layer again. Yeah, a lot of backtracking. So I want to make this simple for me so I don't have to worry about going after certain bananas and whatnot. I'm just going to go ahead and get the dang banana maps in question because there's a lot and I have a lot of gold to stocked up. So let's go ahead and get this while we can so we can actually get this out of the way. We have a bunch of gold right now, so we can actually just get away with this. The amount of suction the dang elephant bands I did really, really did its work. I believe one more should be enough for now. Okay. 2 consents of them. Let's go use... Oh, yeah, whatever. Let's go ahead and use our tip. There we go. Here we go. And they are located one here. We did miss one. And we missed several and a challenge gate over here. So that's not exactly bad. We actually got all of them done. So the one banana we missed is... Wow, that's bad. Like I said before, I tried to memorize all the banana locations. It's just bad when you have to go look for them. Let's go ahead and sing, and I believe it's right below us, so... There's not much you can do about this one. Technically speaking, you can actually find it by just going down here. Activate elephant, suck up the lava, and you'll be good to continue going. How'd you sing? Hello. There we go. There we go. Found the hidden banana. Oh, banana bathing in the essence of the sun. And it's all done with that. We're actually out of here. Let's go ahead and back to where we were at before because I lose my mind. And marbles, like once again. I wanted to get started with going up there, but getting rid of the area sands around the area is a little bit more interesting and important for me in comparison to anything else in the game. So let's go ahead and just take care of everything else right around here. And that bird, I believe, yes, I was right. There's a challenge stage is literally nearby. Let's go ahead and look for the bananas in question. There's one below us, which is literally meaning it's in the cave system. So, yeah, not exactly too easy. Go ahead and get the smashing stats. Unfortunately, it's a smashing stat one, so we have no choice. Let's see how much we have. Not enough crystal destroyed. Honestly, I never liked dealing with the crystal. I cannot get that smashing sets because there's not enough crystals in the blasted map. Before you ask, there's literally not much to go when it comes to crystal locations in the game. I'll be perfectly honest with all of you. It's not easy to get rid of the crystal terrain and nonsense like that. So we're going to ignore this one for now until we get these stats all the way up because it's way too annoying to deal with. Let's go ahead and get to that challenge gauge we had before, which is literally right here. All we gotta do is, well, can't seem to break it, right? Well, can't seem to break it. Well, there is a constructome located around here someplace. There's actually a hole over here. Hello. They're so beautiful. Wow, what's going on? I have fun doing that too much. But before that, let's actually go ahead and see the fossil underneath. It's not easy to hit. All you gotta do is make sure you have a terrain for it. We can grab this crystal here, and I think this actually blows it up. Hello, that's not working. Okay, let's try another one. 2 is type we can do. No? All right, fine. We'll do another one of the dang stone and throw it there. Hey. Really? Really gonna be this stubborn game? Come on. Why are you being a pain? Okay. If you want to be this stubborn, by all means. There we go. Armadillo. Annoying booger armadillo. Let's go ahead and I believe that challenge gate's more annoying. Let's go find the dang constructor we've had for this. I believe in this hole. Yes, he is. Right here. Construction, let's go ahead and break the gate open because the ruins are blocked off and I want to get those ruins unlocked. There we go. Construction complete. He's all done. Don't have to worry about this anymore. I want to see what this one is because I remember this one being a lot more fun for me. Constructions are so skilled. Surfing in Shadow. This is a fun one. Basically, light and dark. Throw these guys in the light, and you can actually get these luminoids to actually be, well, easy use for surfing. Big warning. As you see, a lot of light. Be careful. This can be tough. And in the very beginning, there even is a fossil, so you can actually get away with this. Let's go ahead and surf slowly for now. Now, you want to jump this way, and then... Whoa, boy. Okay, stay out of the sunlight. That's pretty much the main thing I would say is outright recommended, but you can get away by using Elephant Bananza. And then stop. There we go. There is a lot of terrain here, but we can't actually climb on the spikes unless we have to. The opposite is what you need for those. So let's go ahead and grab this. Banana, Shadow Path Rest Stop. There's a luminoids below, which means we can actually go after them. Hello, luminoids. How are you? How? There we go. Now we have terrain needed to actually climb over to the opposite side. Let's go ahead and climb up, and then we're in the light and darkness. Now you want to do is this. There we go. Climb. There we go. Okay, we're going to have to slide normally. Slide this way, and this is going to be a bit tricky. This is where it's going to get a little tricky, but it is what it is. There we go.
Hey, a banana!
Yeah, there we go. We can actually get ourselves a hidden banana. It's located here. Lit Path Switchback. In order to do this one, you had to have the Illuminoid for that. Nothing else would actually work. Let's wait a little bit on that. We can use Hand Slap level 3 soon. Actually, let's go ahead and grab it since it's literally right here. We can actually have actual access to better hand slapping abilities. All right, let's go get our Luminoid back. Let's go ahead and use it to actually go through the terrain. Now, you can cheat this area by using the Ostrich and Snake Bonanzas, but I'd argue it's a little bit easier, in my opinion, just to use this normally. Go ahead and jump, hop, hop, stay on the hopping, stay on the lines, and you're good to go. These things move around a lot, so be careful. Just make sure you keep moving so you don't accidentally slide off. That's the main thing I would say outright. It's a little bit more recommended. Usually use it to hop across. Make sure you keep following the middle path, otherwise you get hit by the light. And of course, if you do that, you're automatically going to lose your transformation of the dang luminoids, and it's not going to be fun for you. There we go. Let's go ahead and get out of that and actually use this banana outright speaking. Shadow Path finish line. All done. It's interesting to go by light and dark, and especially in this challenge stage. For that one, you had to keep complete focus and concentration, especially when you kept swapping back and forth. There's a checkpoint here, and we're actually at the middle point we wanted to be at. However, there's also one of the grow tones here. Let's go ahead and feed it some gold. Wrong button. I confused LR for ZR. One down, and it's gonna go further beyond to 2 in a second. And next is 3, which is more annoying. This one is actually pretty large amounts of gold required. And it should be about done. There we go. Oof, can't eat anymore. Yes, you should not eat anymore. Let's go ahead and get ourselves our free bananas. Radiance Grow Toad. This won't be enough for a skill point, but it's going to be helpful later in the future. Hey, okay, there we go. Hungry Radiance Grow Toad. More done. Yeah, stocking up a lot of gold is a little bit exhausting and tedious if you really just want to find all the bananas and items in the game, but if you memorize them and actually know where they are, you'll be good to go. City Grow Tone. There we go. Very good. Very, very good indeed. That ruffian act like he owns the place. This is interesting. A new function. Behold, isn't the sun spectacular? Do you believe that there's a sun over there too? You can turn the suns on and off by striking the snake switch. Next thing of the game is snake switching. Basically, if you swap this, it will change some direction between one side or the other. Make sure you keep an eye on where you're going, and you'll be good to go. Go ahead and swap it for the blue. And for now, I think we're going to be actually ending this off here. Next time on Donkey Kong Bananza, we will be going forward to try to find Grumpy and hopefully put a stop to it. See you all next time.